What's going on, guys? Highlighted Miners here, and today we're going to be building the most essential tool for any crypto miner, and that's the Testbench. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so as you can tell, we got the feed on here. I will conclude that these are probably the worst instructions I've ever seen in my life. And as you can tell, I mean, look at the amount of holes that are in this. So there's a lot to learn for sure, but I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of it on, and I'll see you guys in a second. Alright guys, we're back, and as you can see, we have her completely put together. I can attest to the fact that these instructions are absolutely horrible. As you can see, some of these instructions here, when it tries to tell you exactly what's happening, I mean, it doesn't even tell you what screws you're supposed to be using. I did find out about halfway through there is a screw list here. Let me see if I can help you guys. See that? There's a screw list here that tells you what actual, like this says motherboard. So during the motherboard step, you're supposed to use those screws. I don't know why they did it this way and didn't just assign these a letter and then put the letter next to it in the description, but we finally got it in there. So some of the cool things about this case is you can actually have your power supply vertical, or you can have it horizontal. I chose horizontal because I wanted to be able to put my graphics cards. So these are, as you can tell, I have a PCIe LAN extender because I want my cards to be able to fit this way. And one of the main reasons is because some of these like this is a 3070 Ti, and just how big and bulky this card actually is, I wanted to make sure that no matter how big the cards got, I could still fit them here on my test bench. So that's why we decided to go with the horizontal PSU and the horizontal on the PCIe extenders. It does look like you can actually add a couple. I do have some other risers, these nice nylon risers. So I can add another card here in the future if I need to. So what we went with here is the Asus Prime 450 motherboard. One of the main reasons why I did this, you can actually see underneath here, is that there is only 3 PCIe lanes. Now most people would say, well, as a miner, don't you want as many PCIe lanes as possible to run as many cards? Yes, but this is my test bench and I do not want to use it as a mining rig, so I sort of pigeonholed myself into the most cards I could put on this is 3, so that's why I went with this specific board. Now let me just put this back on here, make sure this is undone. I did go with a AMD 5600G. I did choose the G model. That's the one with the integrated graphics. It was only about 20 bucks more, and I just like to have the versatility of having onboard graphics. We just have one stick of G Skill, 8 gig DDR4 RAM, and then this SanDisk I had lying around forever. This is one of the really old models, 250 gig SSD. I'm actually going to load Windows on this. I like to test all my cards in Windows, and I'll probably do a video on how to test your overclock settings in Windows. But some of the cool other features about this case is, as you can see, I'm using it vertically. You can actually use it laying down, which I thought about doing. I liked that idea, but again, that whole card thing came into play. This board has one PCIe times 16, and that would be the only one that my card would fit into, and I didn't want to get into the issue of hitting the cooler fan. Let me turn around and show you guys the back. I don't have the back plate on. You guys can, of course, put the back plate on if you want. So some of the things that I really love over here, you can actually hide this SSD. I didn't really care, so I put it on the front. You can take this plate off. I liked it because it helped me cable manage a little bit. The cables aren't perfect. I haven't done that quite yet. But all in all, I'm really loving this particular rig and how it looks. So let me go ahead and put the graphics card on there so that you guys can see that. Alright guys, so a little change of plans. I was going to mount this vertical. It turns out that the PCIe riser that they gave me was actually broke. After some testing, it does not work, so the card would not boot up. So I did go ahead and place it in here. Horizontal, I actually don't mind it. There is quite a bit of room. This is a very fat card, so there's plenty of room there, so I'm cool with leaving it this way. But let's go ahead and see if she'll turn on for us here. So 3, 2, 1. It's a good sound there. Perfect. Alright guys, if you don't mind subscribing to the channel and going ahead and hitting that thumbs up button on the video, I would greatly appreciate it. Helps the channel out. We'll see you next time.